season unofficially kicking off this May-long weekend. Royal LePage is turning its focus to trends in recreational real estate with a new survey out today. And Phil Soper is with the company and he joins us. Thanks for being here, Phil.
Oh, my pleasure.
So is now the time to buy a cottage, would you say?
It's certainly a good time price-wise. I always say to people when they're looking at investing in something like a cottage that it has to make sense for your use. So it can't be just an investment. But yeah, no, prices are very stable and interest rates are very low.
Okay, according to your survey, how would you say Canadians are feeling about the recreational market right now?
Well, one of the interesting pieces when you're comparing urban versus cottage properties is there's a persistent shortage of supply in the cottage world. Our cities keep getting bigger. People want to stay within, call it 2 hours of most big cities. Toronto a little bit longer, maybe 3, but they're not building any more lakefront. So there's supply shortage, yet right now we don't have the demand. So it's a good time to buy. About 80% of people say with interest rates as low as they are today, they're seriously considering investing in a cottage today.
Now, when I think cottage, I think, a hot spot here in Ontario. I would guess Muskoka would be the place to be, although I would bet that they'd be pretty expensive. Are there certain areas consumers are really looking to go to for a vacation home? Well,
you're bang on. Muskoka is a beautiful place, but very expensive. Most expensive cottages in the country, with a dip in prices in the Whistler area. So if you drew a big semicircle around the GTA of about 2 hours, you could see different prices. Prince Edward County to the east is very popular, more affordable, and if you go to the west to Lake Erie and such, you have people that'll go there as well. One of the nice things about living in Southern Ontario is there's an abundance of options at various price points.
Absolutely. What about stateside? Do people consider that?
They do, of course. Canadians have been the largest buyers of recreational property in the Sun Belt since the U.S. housing market caved with the collapse of their financial sector back in 2008-9. But the survey that we just did said 76% of people suggested that they prefer to focus on Canada.
Okay, and do recreational properties typically hold their value?
They do. If you look over the long term, they've been something that hasn't shown the variances in pricing that we've seen in urban markets. And in overall, both urban, your principal residence, and your cottage, over the long term, prices have appreciated in Canada because it is something that is of limited supply earth.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Phil.
Appreciate my pleasure.
And that is Phil Soper with Royal LePage.